Hey guys, Orly here, founder of LifeVestInside, and I want to thank each and every one of you for deciding to kick off your week with me on the weekly Kindness Kickoff with Orly, coming at you every Monday, where I do a reading from my book, Kindness Boomerang, How to Save the World and Yourself Through 365 Daily Acts, and then I give you, myself, and all of us out there an exciting kindness challenge based on the reading. I sincerely apologize for missing the past couple of weeks. As some of you may know, we are in the midst of our most hectic and busy schedule of Dance for Kindness, our worldwide event that kicks off World Kindness Week. The event is going to be taking place all over the globe on Sunday, November 10th, and each and every one of you have the opportunity to take part in an event that might be happening in your local city, or even sign up for next year to come on board as a group leader to lead an event in your city. All you need to do is go to danceforkindness.com/register, and you can register for an event there. Once you register, you receive a link to learn the dance in the privacy of your own home, and then your group leader reaches out to you to provide you with additional information about the day of your event. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. It's also been a crazy few weeks of the holiday season on my part. So like I said, I apologize for not getting the videos up, but they will be coming at you again now every Monday, so please do stay tuned. All right, getting into the reading. And for those of you that have the book, it's coming to us from October 26th. If you don't have a copy of the book and you want to get your copy, there are a few ways that you can get it. One, you can purchase it on the LifeVestInside website. All proceeds from the book go directly to LifeVestInside, and we are a nonprofit organization on a mission to spread kindness and empower people to recognize their value. We do loads of things in terms of inspirational media like film, education, technology, leadership training programs, and amazing international events. So please, every time that you give, you're giving to an amazing cause. You also can pick up your copy of Kindness Boomerang on any one of our online retailers, whether it be Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, IndieBound, Target, iTunes. So check it out there. Also stay tuned as I am in the midst of recording the audio version of my book. I'll be giving you more details about that. The third way that you could get your copy is to win it here on this platform. In the very beginning of every month, I will announce a winner based on people that are leaving comments and feedback on the Kindness Kickoff videos. All you need to do is engage on the platform, and I'll be reading out one person's name as well as their comments in the very beginning of the month and gifting them 2 copies of the book. One for themselves, and of course, one to gift forward to somebody else. After all, this is all about kindness. So this week's reading is coming to us from October 26th, for those of you that want to follow along. And the act goes as follows. Mentor a new coworker and show them the ropes. And the quote by Abraham Joshua Heschel. When I was young, I admired clever people. Now that I'm old, I admire kind people. And the reflection. Our experiences are meant to teach us, but they are also gifts given to us so that we can teach others and guide them along the path to self-discovery. A true leader and teacher isn't saddened when his or her time to lead comes to an end. A true leader basks in the glory of his apprentice and takes pride in his handiwork, cheerful when the day comes for that apprentice to take the reins. Each person has something unique they can pass on to another. Don't allow the painful struggles you've endured alone and unguided to harden your heart and turn an eye from someone who can now benefit from the rough road that you tread and the smooth path that you paved in its place. You have manned your ship amazingly. Now it's your turn to share your maps so that those you're guiding can steer the ship with confidence and dignity. You may not always receive the credit, but then again, a true leader isn't in it for the credit. The impact is what matters most. When I read this specific entry, there are a few things that really popped into my mind, and both of them just happened within the course of the past few days. Just this past Friday, I happened to have gone to an event that I wasn't necessarily intending to go to. I had an event about a few weeks ago for a mobile app that I just launched in memory of my grandfather. It's called Abraham's Legacy. And at that event, an individual came up to me and he said to me, Orly, I love what you're doing. This is spectacular. I do a lot of QA testing on apps and things of that nature. I'd love to give you my assistance. I'd love to be able to share the knowledge that I've learned with you and help you on this journey for your mobile app. I was like, wow, that's unbelievable. So he gave me his contact information, and we were just connecting back and forth. And finally, we started chatting last week. And we had a great conversation. He's in it to come and help me. Why? Not because he's looking for something in return. He has been through this experience before and simply wants to share that knowledge with me. But there was something even more to it. He then said, there's really this amazing event coming up that I think that you would really do well at going to this event. It's an organization called Our Crowd. They're phenomenal people there that I think that you can network with for both the Abraham's Legacy app and for LifeVestInside. And he sent me over a couple of emails. He didn't have to do that. He doesn't know me. He took the time to send it to me. I signed up and ended up at this event on Friday, which was absolutely spectacular. I met some amazing people, and every person that I met was so interested to understand how they can help. What can they do? What can they give to help my journey be a bit smoother? And I was just smiling from the inside out, honestly. And perhaps it's to do with the culture in the city that I'm in. I'm not really sure. But there was a magic happening in that room of people that simply wanted to mentor and to guide, that wanted to help connect, that wanted to help other people grow. And so a few of the people that I met gave me their contact information, and I was planning to follow up with them. It was just the past few days have been a holiday for me, so I wasn't able to reach out. And just about a couple of hours ago, I get a phone call from one of the gentlemen that I met at this event. He didn't have to reach out to me. After all, he had given me his contact information for him to help me. And he reached out to me and said, I have to tell you, I was on YouTube, I was watching your videos, I was watching what you're doing, what you're about, and I think it's fantastic. And I want to help you. I want to help connect you to people. I want to help you get further along in whichever way I can. And we had about a half-hour conversation, which was really spectacular. And so it's no wonder that when I was coming to do the Kindness Kickoff for this week and I'm flipping through the pages, I really stopped on this one. It's an amazing thing. He said to me, what does it hurt to help somebody along their path? I've learned things by going through my own path. And so if I have the ability to guide someone else and to help connect them, those good things are going to come back to me. I'm not doing it because I want you to give me something in return. I'm doing it just because it's the right thing to do. Such a beautiful way of looking at things. Being able to open ourselves up, not to see people as competitors, or not to see people for what can they give me, so what should I give to them? It's about opening ourselves up to simply give. When you're open to give, to really see, to look inside your own toolbox that you've been gifted with, to see how can I use these things, these skills that I've learned, to be able to help other people, you don't realize what you're creating. You're creating a powerful network around you. It's not something that you can see, but it's something that's drawn to you. You end up drawing people to you that are good people. And that's really what we want around ourselves. So such a beautiful, beautiful thing, and I'm excited to be able to pass that same thing forward. And then I got an email that I have to share with you guys. It's an email from a former student of mine. So some of you may know I was a teacher for 7 of the most incredible years. Honestly, I don't think that there's a day that goes by that I don't talk about my years teaching. And I opened my email to find this unbelievable email from a student I had 10 years ago. Now, what's funny is my students don't realize I remember every single one of them. I remember where they sat. I remember the experiences I had with them. I loved teaching. It's my favorite thing. And so the student writes to me as follows, and I'm going to read you the email that she sent to me. And she said, "Hi, Orly. I hope this email gets to you. This is Fortune Mosseri. I was a student in your class in 8th grade at Flatbush when you started LifeVestInside." Now, you have to understand, I actually began LifeVestInside with this 8th grade class. LifeVestInside came about. And she writes, "I got married 2 years ago and moved to New Jersey. I'm currently getting my master's in school counseling at Monmouth University, and I've been thinking a lot about your classes, your activism, and everything you've taught us and created. The things you taught us stuck with me since I left your class almost 10 years ago. But I'm just now realizing how incredibly ahead of the times you were. My entire program at Monmouth is focused on diversity and inclusion and making sure we advocate for all of our students, and you have always done this. I've also wanted to tell you the impact you've had on people I've met here. I have an assignment coming up to create and present an anti-bullying lesson for a class. I was talking to another woman in the class who has been a teacher for 20 years in Ocean Township. She's young and cool and has her own children. I had an idea to use your acts of kindness cards as the basis for my lesson, and when I brought it up to Jen, she already knew what LifeVestInside was. When I told her you were my teacher, she was so impressed and told me how every year on the first day of school, she shows her class of 5th graders the Kindness Boomerang video you created. She said it's her own kid's favorite video, and she shares it all the time. I was so happy to hear that and wanted to reach out and tell you how much of an impact you still have on my life all these years later. I hope you're doing well and everything is going perfectly for you. Thank you for everything. This is one of the most amazing emails. I have to tell you something. I responded back to her and I told her, I said, first off, of course I remember you, but I said, one of the most precious gifts that I have, one of the most precious things I have ownership of are 5 books, and you guys may have heard me say this before, of letters that I received from students of mine over the course of the years. Letters that really leave an imprint on me. And I told her that this is for sure going into that book of letters. What an amazing thing. How is this connected, you might think? So if we look at the act here, it says, mentor a new coworker and show them the ropes. And then the idea is, when I was young, I admired clever people. Now that I'm old, I admire kind people. This concept of mentoring, what this email did for me was made me realize that the work that I did in the past, because as a teacher, and for those of you that are students out there that are watching this, please know that your teachers really love you. Nobody becomes a teacher if they don't love kids. And if they do, that means they really should get out of that profession. But teachers really love their students. And as a teacher, it's very easy to often question whether we're making an impact, whether the words that we shared, the love that we hoped to infuse into the classroom, the lessons that we've hoped to impart, the wisdom that we hope to impart actually lasts with our students, or whether it fades with the course of time passing. And it's a huge thing when you have another student of yours who's engaging right now as well in education, going into that same field where I was, and saying that the work that I did had an impact on her and left an impression. That's a huge thing. We don't realize that when we teach somebody something, when we mentor somebody or we teach them something, we're not only impacting their lives in that exact moment, we're teaching them a skill in that moment. We may teach it to them right now, but we never know the impact of it in the future. Sometimes, and she said, you were ahead of the times there. She only is now just realizing. That was really beautiful. Honestly, it touched me. I had tears in my eyes when I read the message. The idea is, you never know how far the mentorship that you give, the lessons that you teach, the knowledge that you impart will have on somebody years later. Maybe they don't realize it right now, why it's relevant to their life, but they will. So whether you're 100 years old, 60 years old, 30 years old, or 10 years old watching this video, every person at every age has some sort of knowledge that they can impart on someone else. Now, it might not be a coworker like the act says, but there's somebody in your circle of friends, of family, whatever, that you can teach something to over the course of this next week. Something simple. Maybe you're not going to realize the impact now. Maybe you won't realize it a year from now or 10 years from now, but maybe one day you'll get an email just like this of somebody sharing with you that the lessons that you taught them all those years ago still remain in their heart, in their mind, and in their actions until this very day, and have guided them. That's a huge thing. And what it does more than anything, to me, I just learned something from her as well. While she's telling me she learned something from me, I also learned something from her. The importance of also acknowledging the good that someone does for us. So whether you're on the side where you can teach somebody, or whether you're on the side where you've learned something from someone, perhaps this week you'll take the time to acknowledge that. Maybe reaching out to someone and sharing a similar kind of message, or realizing that the knowledge that you impart today will have a greater impact on tomorrow. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. This is our challenge this week. I encourage you to get out there, share your thoughts, your comments, the challenges that you have maybe in completing it, or maybe your success stories when you're going to engage in it. Please do take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Share this video with somebody that you think will really love the message. And if you'd like, sign up for Dance for Kindness, purchase the Kindness Boomerang book, or you could purchase other materials on the LifeVestInside website, including the Acts of Kindness cards that Fortune mentioned in her email. Don't forget, we do have 2 newsletters, the Daily Kind and the Kindness Flash. The Daily Kind goes out every day, Monday through Friday, and the flash goes out once a month and it's focused on a specific theme. Please take a chance to subscribe to one or both of the newsletters. There's amazing content that we both create and curate, and you can sign up by going to LifeVestInside.com. In the top right corner, there's a sign up button. Click it and go ahead and sign up. Also, feel free to contribute to our Dance for Kindness campaign. Our goal is to be able to raise $100,000. We are doing this for schools. Our main purpose is education, bringing our kindness curriculum into schools, our kindness grant opportunity for schools, and you can learn a lot more about that on our website. So I want to thank you again for tuning in. Remember that it's kindness that keeps the world afloat. Love you all now. Bye. Mwah.